Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Renton Reflects. As you can probably tell, I'm not really that enthusiastic about the movie I'm about to review, because it's a follow-up to the atrocious animated film The Legend of the Titanic. Apparently, that film turned out to be successful enough to have warranted a sequel. And how does it go? Well, if you really want to know, I'll tell you. Taking place just a few years after the sinking of the Titanic, the leading romantic couple from the first movie, named Don Juan and Elizabeth, decide to go down a bathysphere in search of the wreckage. Joining them on the trip are two small mice named Top Connors and Ronnie, and a dog named Smile. It's not clearly explained how Don Juan and Elizabeth can understand the animals the same way that they do as other humans, though this might have something to do with the magical moonbeams plot device that was established in the first movie. But whatever. Through certain circumstances, their bathysphere gets stuck at the bottom of the ocean. Fortunately, they get rescued by a race of mermen and mermaids known as Atlanteans. So yes, the lost city of Atlantis is involved in this movie. This is where the story starts to completely derail from its intended objective, for it becomes riddled with subplots and ideas that just don't exactly mesh. For example, our heroes are given a special elixir that allows them to talk and breathe underwater like normal, not to mention giving them immortality. There's a subplot in which a group of mice want to use that special elixir to try and take over the world. Don't ask why, just go along with it. The villainous Everard Maltravers from the first movie returns in this one, only this time he's referred to as Baron Vandertilt, and instead of getting involved in a whale hunting scheme, he's involved in seeking out treasure that's supposedly hidden in the wreckage of the Titanic. Rounding up the cast are some toy and tool characters that magically come to life, including a toy silverfish named Pingo, a screwdriver named Screwy, and a Scottish doll who's initially mistaken for a girl, and yet speaks in a surprisingly rash male voice. That's just to name a few of the outrageous ideas thrown into this picture. And I swear to you, I am not making any of this up, even if I tried. So, what's there to even really say about this movie? Well, by the end of it, I literally felt as though I had nothing to say about it, because my mind was trying to fathom how incredibly awful it is. It's even worse than the first movie by a huge margin. This is as if to say the filmmakers simply decided to throw in whatever they wanted and expect kids to buy it all, no matter how stupid. I'm willing to bet that none of those filmmakers ever stopped to ask themselves, duh, aren't we insulting the intelligence of our audience enough as it is? I mean, all the logic is completely thrown out the window, the characters are annoyingly bland pieces of tools, and I'm not just referring to Screwy, the writing is incredibly lazy, and on top of all that, there was too much plot, almost to the point of having no plot. So, one could say that stuff happens in it, but at the same time, nothing really happens in it. One could also make the argument that it's all a continuation of Top Connors, the Sailor Mouse's wacky made-up story from the first movie, but even if that were true, does that really excuse all the completely crazy nonsense that happens in it? It is no doubt one of the absolute worst things that I have ever seen in my life. There's no point, no reason, and no way that this movie should ever exist. On a scale between 1 and 10, I would definitely give this film a big, fat 1. If you know what's good for you, avoid this movie at all costs. Trust me, you'll thank me for it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a shower to wash off the filth that rubbed off on me from this dirty movie. See you later.